One of the members of the executive committee is Bob Lentz. He is a farmer in Barron County, and we're talking with Bob about the farm toy tractor. Some sort of a toy is always sold in connection with Farm Technology Days. And Bob, tell us about the two tractors you're holding and the history of how they were selected to be the toy for this year's Farm Tech Days in Barron County.
Okay, the tractors that we decided on was a Co-op number 3. It's usually up to the host family if they have a special tractor they'd like to have represented. They did not have it this time, but they felt we were really in co-op country. And we have another neighbor, the Link family, who has the serial number 1, which is the green tractor here that they have. So we replicated that. And the history behind that, the green color was the demonstrator model back in the 30s when they made them available to the farmers. And then after they got into mass production, then they were the red co-op tractor. And we still, the number 3 was totally restored, and we do have that available to be viewed. It will be out at the farm in Tent City for anyone to look at. But it's a tractor that probably travels 30 miles an hour, can pull a 3-bottom plow, was really quite a improvement on the farm in the horse-drawn era. Mainly used at the time for belt power on the thrashing machines, the corn shredders. It did have a power takeoff also available, which wasn't used till later years.
When you say co-op tractor, so that was the name of the company, right?
That was the name of the company, and since then it's evolved into the white, or the Oliver tractor, the Cockshot tractor, excuse me, was probably the first one, and they were involved with Canada. And then it got into the Oliver production, so it's phased out. But this original co-op tractor went into the Cockshot tractors, and they were always improved along the way.
Were these tractors pretty popular in this part of the state?
Very, very popular. We looked around, and we were considering having a number of them to use on our trams, but because of regulations, they do not have the rollover protection. We can't have them utilized because of the insurance purposes, but there are a number of them in this area and out into the Dakotas.
Bob, if you tell us, what are these tractors selling for? How many have you sold so far, and how can people get a hold of one?
They're selling for $113 plus shipping if you'd like to have them shipped, or you can pick them up at Farm Tech Days. We've sold in excess of 500 at this time. We have 1,000 tractors that we had ordered to make available to the people that were interested.
Now, you farm, do you collect farm toy tractors yourself?
No, I do not.
All right, have you collected these though?
Yes.
Yeah. And what are people saying they like about them, the ones that have been sold, when people say, hey, I really want to get that tractor? What are they telling you?
Well, it's just a little unique that the co-op tractor is different than the major tractor companies of the day, the John Deeres, the Internationals. And a lot of people can relate back to their families using them on the farm from years ago.
How many horsepower were these tractors?
These are about 40 horsepower. And they had a road speed of in excess of 30 miles an hour. And probably one of the drawbacks of the tractor, they didn't have a good braking system. So even though you could go down the road quite fast, you had to consider being able to stop them.
In its day, what did these sell for new?
I'm not sure. I'm guessing in the $2,000 to $2,500 range.
And we're talking in the 1930s, a lot of money.
That was a lot of money at that time, yes.
All right, Bob Lentz, he's on the executive committee for the Barron County Farm Technology Days. Again, we're talking about the farm toy that's available, which will be available at the show.